Amanda. You may also feel free to call me Thing A, Mandy, Manda, Sally, Chocolate, Thunder, or Belle. If you don't get that reference, get off my channel. But no, seriously, that's from the live-action Cat in the Hat with Austin Powers in it. It's amazing. I love that movie. If you haven't watched it, go watch it now. Like, pause this, go watch that, and then come back. I don't care. It's one of the best movies, and it will make your day. Okay, so let's get to it. Today I'm talking about the person that Hannibal Lecter is roughly based off of. So, the author, Thomas Harris, in the 1960s, visited the Topo Chico Penitentiary in Leon, Mexico. At the time, he was a writer for an American pulp fiction magazine named Argosy. And he was doing a story on an inmate. That inmate's name was Dykes Askew Simmons. So Dykes was convicted of a triple murder, and he was sentenced to death. And he bribed a guard to get him out of jail. But on the guard's break, he double-crossed Dykes and shot him. Then Dr. Trevino stepped in, fixed the wound, and got it to stop bleeding, and saved his life. So he continued out his sentence. So Thomas Harris got interested in Dr. Trevino, so he went and talked to the head of the prison. I can't remember what they are right now. And he asked him about Dr. Trevino. He was like, how long has he been working with you? What are his interests? Can I speak to him? Things of that nature, somewhere along that line. And they told him that Dr. Trevino was actually an inmate. He had been sentenced to death, and he had committed a crime of passion. According to law.cornell.edu, a crime of passion is described as a crime committed in the heat of passion in response to provocation as opposed to one that was premeditated or deliberated. So, in 1959, Dr. Trevino had a boyfriend named sorry about the change in the angle, feeding my kid now. So, his name was Jesus Castello Rangel, and he was Dr. Trevino's boyfriend. I think I already said that. Anyways, they got into an argument, and Rangel attacked Trevino with a screwdriver, I think it was. Yes, with a screwdriver during an argument. And so what Trevino did in response was he administered anesthetic to the body, dragged him to the bathtub, cut him into tiny little pieces. Well, I don't know if they were tiny. They just said pieces, I'm guessing. Point is, he put him in a box. And then what happened next, there's a little controversy about it. So one states that he went to a relative who owned a farm and buried the box there, asking if he could bury medical waste. And then when a worker saw the overturned mound and it was fresh, he called the police to investigate. There's another instance that states that a suspicious individual followed him to an empty lot where he planned to bury the box, and then while he was trying to do it, the suspicious individual called the police. So after that, there's not really much about his court dates or anything, so he got sentenced. It's a crime of passion, as I stated before, and then later on, his sentence was commuted, and after 20 years in prison, he was set free. And then there was some controversy about that because about people setting him free because he was also suspected of killing hitchhikers in the late 60s and in the late 50s and early 60s, but he was never convicted of those. So he was just convicted of one crime of passion. And then he apparently lived out the rest of his life, stating that he didn't want to live in his horrible past and relive those horrible things, and that he wanted to do good. So he started helping the poor and elderly through giving them medical care that they needed. And that's pretty much where his story ends, because up until he died, that's what he was doing. He died at the age of 81. And that is who the character Hannibal Lecter is based off of. Bye!